Welcome back to another stream this morning. The weather is very dreamy, very dreamy this morning. I hope probably it will rain within the course of the day because it has rained on Wednesday. It has rained on Wednesday. See, that guy has went to lay. She's there to lay. So it's another great morning here in Ghana. So if you join the stream, this is your friend Isaac from Senai Farms, and I raise local chickens here. In this particular stream, I'll share with you how you can start local chicken farming. You know, these are breeds most people don't consider to raise on a commercial scale, but in this live stream, I'll share with you my setup, whatever I'm doing here to raise the birds on a commercial scale. Okay, you know, we must accept the fact that we can raise these particular chickens on a commercial scale first. That is the starting point. So from there you progress. Okay, so actually you can raise these birds on a commercial scale. Okay, so but if you don't want to raise the local chickens too, we have other breeds of the local chickens, the noiseless, the croilers, the sassos. They are local breeds. They also strive like the local chickens, so they are good breeds which you can consider raising. And if you don't like them, you can venture into raising commercial layers or the broilers. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's already drizzling. I can feel the raindrops already. So the weather is very dreamy. Let me show you up here. You see, the weather is very dreamy, very dreamy. Yeah, see. So that is all. We are now in September, so we'll be experiencing much rain in this month, which at my end here, it has started Wednesday, and today the weather is still dreamy. So I think if this wants to disturb us, we have to head in. So guys, if you join the stream, make sure to leave your name where you are joining from in the live chat. Okay, so let's head to my garage and let's discuss how to start the local chicken farm. If you are a complete beginner, how do you start this particular project? Okay, so let's head into the room and then we will discuss. So guys, we are heading into our room. So you have to turn on the lights. Yep. Let's turn on our ring light. Yeah, for clearer vision. Yes. Okay. So guys, here we are. So if you join the stream, make sure to leave your name where you are joining from in the live chat, and then make sure to leave a comment if you have any problem regarding local chickens or raising local chickens or raising any kind of breed. Leave it in the live chat, right? Now, in this particular stream, as I've already said, we are going to, what's up, dude? Guy, I'm doing great. What about you? So if it comes to raising local chickens, the first thing you have to understand is local chickens, they are unique breed. Where am I from? I'm from Ghana. Okay, I'm a citizen of Ghana. I'm currently staying in Ghana. What about you? XO, what about you? So you must understand that local chickens, they are also breeds on themselves. They are unique in their own way. Okay, so you must accept the fact that these breeds, you are from Algeria. Welcome. So these breeds of chickens, they also have their own advantages over the layers, the broilers, the noiseless. They have their own advantages. So it's not only about the demerits. And also you must understand that these local breeds also have their demerits, their disadvantages. Okay, so some of the disadvantages are they don't lay eggs as compared to the layers. They don't lay more eggs as compared to the layers. You know, the commercial layers, they are being developed to be egg layers. But local chickens, they are also unique. So you cannot compare their laying rate. The commercial layers, they lay more than the local chickens. And whenever it comes to some of the advantages, local chickens, you can raise them on free range. You can just raise them, buy them, put them on free range without feed. They are still going to thrive. But in this particular stream, that is not our main focus. Our main focus is to bring in the commercial sector, how to raise the chickens as a business. Okay, how to raise the chickens as a business. We are into this particular business to make money. Okay, we are not raising the chickens for hobby or for fun. We are into raising the chickens to make money. So there are things which you have to do, and then that is what I'll share with you. Now, the first thing I did here at my end is to have a plan to decide on where I'm going to keep the birds. One, for protection, for their safeness, and then for record purposes, and actually how to improve upon their egg laying performances. Because if it is a business, then I must bring in the commercial setting. How do they raise the commercial layers? So first thing first is the commercial layers. They have a structure where they are being kept, and then they take good care of them. They manage them well. So that is the first setting, okay, to get a well structure for keeping the birds. Okay, now the second thing is, after getting your structure, there are certain things you have to consider. The next thing is the number of birds you are going to start with. So whenever it comes to local chickens, depending on your locality, it's very difficult to find day-old chicks. So what I did, how I started was, I started with the growers. Okay, birds that are 10 weeks old, 12 weeks old, 14 weeks old. But you can equally start with the point that are at the point of laying, the pullets, the ones that are at the point of laying. They are 16, 17, 18 weeks old. You can get those ones. But the number that you are going to start with. Now, as I began, I did not have any concrete plan on how to manage these birds, or I don't have any concrete evidence of their performance. I don't know anything about their feed consumption. Okay, but whenever it comes to the local chickens, you must understand that they also feed and then they consume. So you have to consider your pocket, okay, your pocket, before determining the number of birds you can start with. So for a complete beginner, I would recommend you start with 20 to 30 hens. 20 to 30 hens. So the one mistake I did was I also started without considering any of the genes, whether I was going in for hens or roosters. I just bought any one of them, mixed them all together. But here, what I've observed is one rooster can mate at least 7-8 hens. So if you want to start with 20 hens, you will need at least just 2 roosters. Okay, 2 roosters. That is all what you need. And if you are starting with 30 hens, you need only 3 roosters. Okay. The reason why you need the roosters are to be mating the hens, so that you'll be getting fertile eggs, and then getting the fertile egg that will lead you to the next point. That is the development of your farm. You are not going to be investing back to buy day-old chicks or the pullets or the growers. What you'll be doing is the eggs you are getting, you sort the eggs and then you hatch the sorted eggs, because they are fertile eggs. That is the main reason why you have the roosters among the hens. So the number you are going to start with should be at least, if you are a complete beginner, should be at least 20, 30, and then the roosters should be 2 or 3, depending on your number. And the next thing you have to consider here is the feeding. Okay, feeding. Most people, we don't consider local chickens as good breeds. So we say, okay, as they can strive on themselves, they can scavenge and then get food for themselves. We don't even care. But here, this is a complete business. So you must accept the fact that there are expenditures you are going to incur, and the major one is the feed cost. Okay, the feeding of the chicken will be the major expenditure you are going to incur in this particular business. So you must make provisions. So if I'm investing this amount, X amount of money, then what will be my return? So you must accept the fact that this is a business, so you must have provision for the feeding of the chickens. The next thing is the vaccination. These are local chickens. Most people think they don't need to be vaccinated, but guys, you must vaccinate your chickens. Now, this is how I did my vaccination after I've gotten my birds. At first, I did not do any vaccination, but along the way, I started to learn about how to vaccinate the birds whenever I've gotten them. What we need to understand is most of our local chickens are not vaccinated. No matter where you are going to get them, they are not vaccinated, except you are getting it from a farm, which the farmer understands the purpose of raising the chickens, and then the farmer is actually raising them on a commercial scale. But if you are just going to move within your community and then sort for the birds, you must understand that they will not be vaccinated. But this is what you are going to do. It's just simple. When you get the birds, just get the back of a neem, and then you make sure that you add water to it, and then leave it for a day. Okay, leave it for 24-hour cycle. Then you give that water to the chickens to take. You repeat the process for 3 good days. Then after the third day, you give the birds clean drinking water. Then after giving the birds clean drinking water, on day 5, you give the birds a Newcastle vaccine. That is the 3rd Newcastle vaccine. Okay, so it will keep the birds intact because they have grown already. Now, if you begin to hatch your own chicks, that is when you follow a simple vaccination chart. Day 7, day 14, day 21, day 28, depending on what is common within your locality, right? So the vaccination is key whenever it comes to raising local chickens. And guys, this will help you. Now, the next thing I am implementing in my farm, local chickens, they are scavengers, so they take a lot of greens. So if you are now keeping them on a commercial scale, you are raising them on a commercial scale, then you have to provide them with that supplement. Okay, the greens, the grasses, you have to be getting it for them to be pecking. They peck a lot, so you have to get those grasses for them. Now, those grasses, they help their immune system. They help them to remain healthy. It boosts their ability to convert the feed into eggs early. So within the 24-hour cycle, an egg must form completely, and then it must be laid. So supplementing will help in that regard, will help in the laying cycle. So this is what you must understand. Now, one thing I've noticed, if you begin to raise the birds on a commercial scale, you will see that the laying rate of the chickens will improve. Because now, whenever the birds take in feed, they are not going to be moving around, whereby using the feed for survival mode. They will actually convert the feed into eggs because there is no stress on them. They are not moving up and down. They are relaxed. Okay? Now, whenever it comes to the commercial setting, one thing which you cannot downplay is how do you then make money from your setting. So the system I'm using here is 3 different systems. I'll put it into 3 here in this video. One is selling the eggs. Okay, I'm selling the local chicken eggs, and then I'm selling birds, the local birds. I'm selling them, the ones that are 8 weeks, the growers, and then the point of laying ones. Okay, that is the second thing. And then I'm keeping some of the roosters till they mature, and then I sell them off to breeders. Okay, that is what I am doing. That is the way I'm using to make money here in the farm. So I don't keep my birds. One person asked a question. Bless you from Bahamas. Yes, Charles. Welcome. Good morning. Now, one thing I had a question from one guy under one of the videos yesterday, which I would like to answer. Currently, if you come to my farm, you may not see I have a lot of birds. No, what I'm doing is I'm in a testing phase. So I have 3 different clans. It's raining heavily outside. Guys, it's raining heavily outside. So what I have here is 3 clans. Okay, 3 clans. And then these 3 clans contains birds, and then the unique roosters among them that are mating these clans. So a clan contains 10 chickens. Okay, 10 chickens. So the eggs I'm collecting, I hatch the eggs. So hatching, we'll start the hatching this September because the weather is now conducive for hatching. Guys, don't forget, if you are liking the presentation, hit the like button, share for others to also join. So these 3 clans, if I hatch, I share the process with you. I'm just using manual incubators. So if I hatch, I brood the chicks, raise them to growers, and then I sell them off. Sometimes I keep part so that they will grow to the point of laying before I sell them off to others that wants to raise the chickens. I am teaching about raising the chickens, so I must be the model for people. So I'm actually raising the chickens, raise them from day old, vaccinate them, and then sell them off. Okay, so if you come to my farm currently, I only had about 50 growers, about 57 growers, yes, about 57 growers that we have currently, and someone has already ordered for some. So I have the clans, pick the eggs from the different clans, and then hatch. After hatching, I brood, raise, and sell. It's another means of making the money. That is the commercial setting that I am employing in the farm. Okay, it's a setting that I brought in. I have 3 kinds of breeds here. If you want the pure local chickens, our pure indigenous, the local one, you get. If you want to get the ones that their genes have been improved using a Leghorn white, the pure white, you get them. I call them oysters. If you want the red ones from the Rhode Island red, you get them. Okay, so that is the setting. So guys, this is just a beginner guide to how to actually start a local chicken project on a commercial scale. Guys, remember, we have the ability to take good care of this chicken. The same way commercial layers are being developed, there is a way we can equally help our local chickens to also have the ability to lay more eggs and grow faster. That is why I brought in the heritage breeds, the Leghorn white and then the Rhode Island red into the setting. Okay, so guys, I'll do more presentation about the Rhode Island red and then the Leghorn white, how I use them in a farm, and then the results so far, I'll share it with you. The rain is actually disturbing. Guys, if you enjoyed this presentation, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you are new, subscribe, and then I'll catch you up in another one just like this. The rain is actually disturbing, so we will meet tomorrow morning.